What's up, dog? What's up, you guys, and welcome back to our channel, First to the Party. I'm your girl, Jelly, and this is your boy.
Kool-Aid, man. Lex, let's get it.
And you guys just stepped in, alright? Look, so last week in week 2, we went 2 and 3 on our video picks, okay? A lot of bad bets, a lot of bad beats, a lot of overreactions in week 2. That was to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we are currently sitting at overall 9 and 3 on our video picks, 5 and 2 ATS, 3 and 1 on the totals, and 1 and 0 still on the props. So we still are in a good standings right now because we had such a good week in week 1, y'all. But we're looking to bounce back after that little letdown in week 2. We had some things that happened unexpectedly, like we took Miami, but Tua went down in the first quarter.
Yeah, unexpected shit happened to us last week, but we gonna bounce back. It happens. It comes with the territory. It's okay. We'll bounce back.
That's like you win some, you lose some. But we gonna live to bet another day. Okay? It's a part of the game, like Lex said, you guys. So look, the first game we want to go over with you guys, we like a lot. We got the Chargers in Kansas City, all right? Y'all, this is a divisional matchup. This line opened up favoring the Chiefs minus 7.5. It's currently sitting at 6.5, so some money has come in on the Chargers. We seen the Chiefs lose outright to Baltimore last week. Sunday night prime time, you guys. Everybody saw it. What you think, babe?
Super Bowl hangover. Chiefs really don't cover. They ain't really been covering against these spreads the last couple of years. But it goes back to that Super Bowl hangover. The Super Bowl teams that lose, the runner-ups in the Super Bowl, they have a tough go at it. They have a hard time bouncing back. It's been documented well over the past 2 decades. You've seen it with Seattle, San Francisco, the Rams. It's a lot of teams that every team really that go in the Super Bowl and lose, they come back the next year and they bounce back hard. They don't come back. They just fall flat. Chiefs, I think the talent gap is caught up. I think that they used to have that dynamic offense and that they used to be able to get away with that defense being poor. They lost too much talent. The offensive line is retooled and they haven't kicked it in yet still. Mahomes still running for his life. The loss of Sammy Watkins is bigger than what everybody is leading on to be. He was another safety valve for Mahomes. I just think the Chargers, they got their number. They hot. They got their number. They've been beating them the last few years. They got an elite young quarterback in Justin Herbert. And they got a damn good young defense on the other side with Bosa and Derwin James and Chris Harris Jr. I think they just go get after them again. I like the Chargers to cover this number here. I think it's at 6.5. I like that. I like the defense, and I like they able to score points.
I like it too, babe. I think 6.5 is just too many points to be laying with a team that defense is just allowing teams to throw all over. And we've seen Baltimore and Lamar Jackson run and throw on Kansas City's defense. We've seen Cleveland do it in week 1. We've seen Cleveland stay in there and then be able to cover. Like Lex was saying, Kansas City ain't been known to cover spreads the last couple of years. They are a dominant team. We're not saying that Kansas City won't win this game. Yeah. We like for them to win this game at home after that upset loss, of course. But I'm just not feeling it at 6.5. Not a divisional matchup. The Chargers is a strong defensive team, and they have a good offense, like Lex was saying, led by Justin Herbert. And we look for them to be able to keep this one close.
Yeah, I like the Chargers there.
All right, so the next game that we have for you guys is Washington taking on Buffalo in Buffalo. This line opened up favoring Buffalo at 7. It's currently sitting at 7.5. We seen Washington pull out that victory against the Giants last Thursday night. I thought it was a really close game or whatever, and they had to re-kick the field goal at the end, but Heineke didn't do a bad job. The defense was a little bit underwhelming, I thought, at times, but they still held in there and beat a Giants team that's not really good, but still wins a win.
I like the Giants. I think the Giants are really good. I think they got a lot of talent. I've always been one to like Daniel Jones and to lay off of him. Got to remember, we've been playing a lot of games without his weapons, without his best weapons, Saquon and other players. So for Washington to go in there, and it was a division game too, prime time. So everybody had their nuts out. They don't want to be embarrassed on prime time. So I like Washington here. Washington and Miami kind of have similar defenses, but Washington has a front seven, where Miami has a really good secondary. where they said Washington secondary is good too, but they front seven match it. Chase Young and them boys go be able to get after Buffalo, Josh Allen, and they're not giving that much time to throw the ball. And then Buffalo defense is pretty good as well too. They've been had some tough matchups, but they just shut out Miami, and they did a hell of a job against Pittsburgh. They didn't let Pittsburgh get off with that horrible offensive line. They didn't let up, so it was a nice defensive battle. I think it's going to be a good defensive game here. I think Washington in at 7.5 is looking really fucking good.
It's tempting.
But I like the under for sure here. I think both defenses come to play. And I don't think Buffalo have their way with them like that. I think it's a under game for sure.
The under is definitely looking good. Mm-hmm. Under sitting at 45.5. That's where we're leaning. For me, Washington is tempting. I like that they had extra time to prepare for this Buffalo team.
Yes.
Because they played Thursday night. That's a plus for me as well. I'm just not too keen on taking like backup quarterbacks against like good teams. And Buffalo is no doubt a good team. So I'm kind of a little leery. We do lean Washington, but I haven't bet that, and I'm not rushing to bet it either.
Don't be scared behind it, you got to trust your eyes. Trust your eyes sometimes. Like I was just saying about the last game, you ain't seen Mahomes play good really since before the playoffs last year. He struggled all through the playoffs, and they've been struggling all currently. You look at Heineke last year in the playoffs against Tampa Bay. He held his own against Brady and them boys. So I think they got a lot of confidence in him, and they had a lot of time to work with him last week to get him prepared for the Giants. And I think that they got him prepared. He had a lot of time, 10 days off. They had a Thursday night game. So they're in the same situation as Dallas was, similar to when they went into the Chargers this week, where they had a lot of time to prepare, and they was very prepared. So I'll
look for Washington to keep it close, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so we like the under in that game, but we lean Washington, okay? All right, so the very next game that we're going to discuss is the Saints versus the Patriots, okay? We got the Saints going in to the Patriots after that blowout against Carolina last week. Oh, it was devastating to see the Saints beat the hell out of Green Bay week 1 and then come back week 2, and we don't know what's going on. Jameis Winston's looking whack. Kamara's not doing nothing. Nothing's happened offensively, and the defense allowed Carolina to put up numbers on them, so that was unexpected.
How about the Panthers, man? 2-0. 2-0.
Yeah, that was unexpected too. The Panthers being 2-0 is shocking. It's surprisingly, but they are good. They're good. But the question is, how good is the Saints? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I'm kind of lost.
I don't think the Saints are good. I think just like I said, trust your eyes. I'm not gonna throw Jameis under the boat. I don't think he has weapons. They are missing 3 starters coming into the season. Actually 4 if you want to count Drew Brees. No Jared Cook, no Emmanuel Sanders, and no Michael Thomas. So that just leaves Kamara by himself, and that leaves Jameis with no weapons. A lot of receivers that we haven't heard of before. So that's a big reason why that offense has been struggling. Even in the blowout win against Green Bay, that offense struggled. Jameis threw 5 touchdowns, but I think he didn't even throw for 200 yards passing. A lot of that was red zone. He threw 1 bomb. So I think that's more indicative. That's more into Green Bay being horrible than them being good. And I think the Patriots defense, man, that's been their calling card for the last decade, really. And that secondary is really good, even without Stephon Gilmore. So I think that the Patriots can get down in there and shut them down. I kind of lean Patriots in this game as well, but the under is looking really good.
Patriots. I lean Saints. I like the Saints to come in here and keep it close to the Patriots. The Patriots, they're at home. They have a good defense. That's no doubt. But we seen them last week annihilate the Jets, and the defense had a whole bunch of turnovers that they capitalized on. That's the Jets, though. That's to be expected. I expect the Saints to play a little bit better than they played last week. I expect for their offense to pick up. I expect for Kamara to do more. I expect for the Pats to hold down defensively, but 3 points I feel like is a lot for a Saints team. Like, going in there and playing against a rookie QB. Still remember that Matt Jones is a rookie. I know Belichick is phenomenal. But at the same time, We got a offense over there that's different than a normal Patriots offense. So keep that in mind, you guys, when y'all betting this game. It's not the same
I
Patriots.
can see a blowout. I can see Patriots probably smacking them because this is the third game they've been on the road too. Them boys ready to go home. That
don't mean that they're gonna concede though and not like put up effort. The Patriots have played Miami and they didn't even win. They lost to Miami. Then they went and blew the Jets out. Wow, thank you. Like, that's good.
But
Congratulations, Patriots. How
good are the Saints, though? I mean,
that's the question. So that's what I'm saying.
Green Bay just struggled with Detroit, and then they just laid the egg against the Panthers. So, I mean, if you look at who the Patriots done played and who they done play some tough teams.
The Patriots play tough teams.
Well, they play the Jets, but I mean,
they at
home. I mean, they at home, and you couple in the back 3 away games. They've been on the road for 3 weeks.
Them being on the that's okay. So but you can't take them being on the road. It's like, oh, they've been on the road for 3 weeks, so they lose here, or they can't cover 3 here. Like, I can't run with that logic and just accept defeat. Like, oh, because they've been on the road. Like, we've seen teams be on the road plenty of times, and still, like, if you're a good team, you're a good team. So I just feel I just feel like 3 points is a lot.
I just don't think they're a good team. I don't see them receivers doing anything.
What about their defense?
The defense is good.
Because last week they had a lot of key players out on defense, and not to mention the COVID protocol that had half of the Saints' coaching staff out. Mm-hmm. So that's hey, that could be a factor that could play into one of the reasons why Carolina was able to go in there and dominate them the way that they dominate them. Not to mention Carolina was at home. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying expect for the Saints to bounce back. We're not even on this pick officially, you guys.
I like we just debating for y'all.
We both like the Saints under though. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know what's going on with the Saints offense. We know that the Patriots.
I know the offense. I know it's going. The offense trash.
I mean, the offense is not as good as they once were, but I wouldn't just automatically count them out.
It's Kamara nothing. I don't even know who the fuck they throwing the ball to.
I feel you.
I don't think Jameis know who he throwing the ball to.
Oh my goodness.
It's they don't have any receivers.
So like I said, Saints under, and that line is 42, y'all. So that's what we like. We like the Saints under. All right, y'all. The next game is gonna be Tampa Bay taking on the Los Angeles Rams in Los Angeles, y'all. This line opened up favoring the Rams -2.5, and I was currently sitting at Rams +1. You can even find Rams +1.5 at some books, which is crazy. And I'm wondering if it's because of the Henderson injury, him being questionable with the run game. I know Tampa Bay is elite with their run defense, but at the same time, like, this is a close matchup. I can see this going either way, you know. But like me and Lex always say, taking that home team with that good defense is something that we love to do. Home dogs with good defense, we love to bet on them, y'all. And we haven't seen Tampa Bay be able to stop the damn pass. And if you got a fucking offense with Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp and all of those guys going in there with that dominant pass game, man, I don't really see how this game isn't like super close. At any point, like if Tampa Bay opened up as dogs, if they were still dogs, I would be on Tampa Bay as dogs. Like, I feel like dogs. If you're getting points in this game, take the points. Take the points. That's how I'm leaning. What you got?
I like the Rams here. It's going to be it's the love fest. It's the love fest will be going on in this game. And I think the reason why, I don't know why Tampa Bay is favored. I haven't seen anything from Tampa to say that they're better than the Rams.
It's the public. It's either the injuries or some of the public that's pushing it from what they seen Tampa do with Atlanta last week.
I'm just looking at the games and what we see on TV, and like I said, we got to trust our eyes. And the last few times we done seen Brady's been turning that bitch over. He ain't been playing really well. He struggled against Washington in the playoffs last year. Threw picks against Green Bay. Threw picks against the Saints in the playoffs. And then the first game of the season, against the Dallas Cowboys, didn't play well. Last week against Atlanta, that's Atlanta.
Yeah, they're a very bad team. And Tampa capitalized on a lot of Atlanta's mistakes and turnovers. They had like 2 pick sixes at the end of that game. You know what I'm saying?
So
they gave up a lot of points to Atlanta, and that's what I don't like. That's 25, why I like the Rams.
25. Atlanta put up 25, and like I said, it's the love fest. LA gonna be rocking. They're gonna be rocking.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be at home. They're getting the Super Bowl champs, so they're hungry. They're hungry. The defensive combination of Donald and Ramsey is crazy. We know Brady don't like pressure. We know Aaron Donald coming up the gut. I don't care who your offensive line is. He don't care either. He's unblockable. You can't block him, and it's only a matter of time before he get to you. And he got a couple friends in Leonard Floyd. He got some friends over there. So Ramsey playing in a slot now. He's playing closer to the action, so he's not on the outside board. And Antonio Brown coming out with the COVID. He tested positive as of today, which is Wednesday. That's another weapon taken away. So now where you would usually say, well, Ramsey's guarding Evans, let's go to everyone but him. With Ramsey in the slot now, he's closer to the action, and Darius Williams, the other corner, is very more than capable of helping out. Very good corner. And like I said, I like the Rams here. Go in to protect home. YG go be there going crazy. You might see the game there. Snoop Dogg might be in the press box. I don't know. Magic Johnson was there last week with LeBron. Who knows? It's going to be a party in LA. Stafford loves
a party in LA, y'all. We definitely like the Los Angeles Rams. All right, so we're going to take those points. That 1.5. I think Lex found it at 2.5 at BetMGM earlier.
I caught it at 2.5.
Crazy. I'm like, wow, you got it at 2.5. But if whatever you guys can find it at, go get that. All right,
you might still be able to catch it at MGM for 2.5. Go check.
Check it out. All right, so this next game we got is Seattle taking on the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. Look, both of these teams, to me, have been giving up a lot of yards defensively. Oh, my God. The first thought I had of this game is looking at the over. But the line opened up favoring Seattle at -2.5. It's currently sitting at 2. And Lex was telling me he really, really, really likes Minnesota, so we had to dig into this game and look. And I kind of liked it, too, so we decided to give this as a green light, taking Minnesota at their home opener after being on the road for 2 games, you guys.
They've been on the road for 2 games. Been ready to come home and see their kids, see their lady, see their mama, sleep in their own bed. So, a lot of that comes into play. Minnesota played two tough games, I would say. The home opener in Cincinnati against a young team. Joe Burrow returning, Jamar Chase debut. Just a crazy offense over with T. Higgins and Mixon. So them boys is up. And they've been playing a lot better too, Cincinnati. Then last week they go into Arizona. Damn. You go into Arizona and got to play Kyler. And a lot of people thought Arizona was going to run over them. And they came in there and they came to play. They forced some turnovers. They started doing the gritty, you know what I'm saying? They dancing, they getting it. Thielen and Jefferson. This is a top flight offensive team right here. And then we can't forget, whenever you get into it with somebody, you say some harsh things and you ready to leave and shit, them feelings are still there. You got to remember that Russell Wilson was ready to get up out of Seattle and was ready to leave for a majority of the summer. A lot of people thought he was going to Chicago before the draft. I think that we seen something that usually don't happen last week in Seattle, and they lost at home. You know what I'm saying? And it was the home opener. They had the 12s. Everybody see how the 12th man, it was loud and everything. They took a loss last week, and they was up going into the fourth quarter by double digits. And then they gave it up to Derrick Henry. Yes, Derrick Henry is a beast, but they got another rushing attack and Dalvin Cook coming. And then last year that defense was horrendous. I think it's the changing of the guard, man. I think they haven't recovered from their Super Bowl letdown either. And I think this is just another chapter in their letdown. So I like Minnesota here at home. Home opener. The crowd will be loud. Cousins and them boys played well last week. I just can't see them continuing to tail off and lose. I like Minnesota here at home. +2 with that defense.
I think it's gonna be a really, really close game. I'm kind of like back and forth on it a little bit, honestly, because Seattle,
so elite.
They're such a good team, and off of a loss, I would hate to bet against them off of a loss. 2 points is so close. It's almost like saying Minnesota upset Seattle. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's tough.
It's good losses in this league and it's bad losses. And I think Minnesota had a good loss last week.
Yeah. They did. They had a close loss, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not so high on Minnesota. because when you have a close loss like that, a lot of the public like to pound you and be like, yo, they could actually beat Seattle. We seen Seattle get took out by the Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? So then it's this overreaction that Seattle's gonna just go into Minnesota and just lose outright, because Minnesota almost beat Arizona and Tennessee beat the brakes off of them at the end of the game. So a lot of overreaction happens because of that, and that's the type of things that make me kind of stay off of these games. But surprisingly, the public is pounding Seattle because they automatically assume that because they lost, they're going to go in there and beat Minnesota. So, over here at First of the Party, like I've said before, we love to fade the public. And since the public is pounding Seattle, that was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and look into this Minnesota game or whatever. And a lot of things add up to look like Minnesota could actually cover this spread. It's going to be real close and real tight, you guys. I'm just putting that out there. It's going to be close and super tight. All right. So, what are we going with this week at FTTP, First to the Party? We gonna have for you the Chargers taking on Kansas City. You guys, we like the Chargers for sure, plus 6.5. That's one of the official video picks. Then we are going to go the Los Angeles Rams plus 1.5, plus 2.5, whatever you can find the Rams at if their dogs grab them. You understand? Because that's what we on. All right. And we're going to go Minnesota because that's what Lex loves. And he ain't letting us jump on. He ain't letting me jump on.
Let's go Minnesota.
So we taking Minnesota in the points plus 2 as of right now, you guys. It's Wednesday night while we're recording this.
Saints under, right?
A lot of things change during the rest of the week. Like injuries occur and things come up that make these lines fluctuate, go up and down, you guys. So take note that it's Wednesday. Things could change. And if they do, then we'll try to throw something on the First to the Party Facebook group page to let you know if we change some picks or not. But we probably won't. Okay? And then we also like 2 totals for you this week. We like the Saints under again. The Saints under is 42, as we mentioned earlier, versus the Patriots. And we like Washington under 45.5 versus Buffalo. All right, you guys. So those are our 5 picks for this week. Week 3, your girl Jelly, Big Facts, and your boy,
the Kool-Aid Man. Hey.
Good luck on all you guys' picks, okay? And make sure you like and subscribe and leave your comments below. Let us know who you're going with this week. Let us know how you feel about these videos. Let us know anything and everything or whatever. We are here for it.
I feel a lot more confident this week than last week, for sure.
A little bit better. A little bit better, y'all. And look, we trying to cash to take these tickets.
A lot more data out there. A lot more data for us to look at, too. So, yeah.
A little bit more. Week 3 is definitely better. Definitely better. So, like I said, good luck on y'all picks.
Starting to weed out who the good teams and the bad teams. Starting to weed them out. So, we're getting a little bit more clear. So, a little bit more confident this week. Should be a good week. Bounce back, man. Let's get paid this week, y'all.
Let's get paid. Peace and blessings.
Hey, grab that brick over there so we can break this chain. Let's get paid, man. We out.